Hello, Professor. My name is Jennifer, and welcome to the Outstanding Owls presentation of creating an all-women's rideshare in Amsterdam with the most well-known rideshare Uber. We will begin by the company background, as well as the SWOT analysis, the target market, product, and price, branding, positioning, communication strategy, business plan, and conclusion. So Uber is headquartered in San Francisco, California, and offers peer-to-peer ride sharing, taxi cab, food delivery, and transportation services. It now operates in 785 metropolitan areas worldwide. Uber's platform is available through its websites and mobile apps. Since its launch, the company has significantly affected the economy. The effect of Uber on other industries is known as Uberization. The company's name is based on the commonly used word Uber, which means super or topmost. The company has been able to provide quick, easy, and luxurious transportation services. Uber also introduced the ride-sharing app phenomenon. It replaced the concept of people to basically having to step out and hire a cab for themselves. Uber has since become an all-time favorite for travelers and multiple app users. People can now book an Uber ride and have the driver come right at their door at any given time. Its efficient features have inspired many other ride-sharing app services like Lyft, Ola, and Didi. Nonetheless, the company continues to grow and has become mainstream despite all the criticism and negative reviews. As you can see, the world's largest ride-sharing company, Uber Technology, was founded in 2009 and quickly grew to become the world's most valuable startup, as well as Uber has worked on becoming profitable and has complemented some high-profile acquisitions of companies, including Jump, Postmates, and Drizzly, as well as a partnership deal with Lime. Uber also has an explosive growth and constant involvement in controversy, makes it one of the most fascinating companies to emerge in recent years. With the SWOT analysis being so popular worldwide, Uber does have a lot of strengths. To name a few, is that they are the largest riding share technology. Uber has positioned itself as the largest ride-sharing technology in the world. It was one of the first ride-sharing apps operating across the globe. In 2020, Uber is available in more than 93 countries and over 900 cities with 103 million monthly users served by a total of 5 million drivers. For the dynamic pricing strategy, Uber has remained consistent in its dynamic pricing strategy. Its higher the demand, higher the price policy has proven to be beneficial to its drivers and industry. Its drivers earn a substantial amount at nighttime and during bad weathers and holiday nights as well. Although with strengths, there are weaknesses. To name a few are the multiple scandals that Uber has. Uber's brand has received negative coverage over numerous scandals and controversies. Cases such as sexual harassment and targeted attacks have defamed the company. It came to the point that its co-founder, Travis Kalanick, had to resign, unfortunately. Public outcry over these allegations resulted in the popular hashtag Delete Uber campaign, where about 500K users deleted their accounts. And this was around 2017. As well as the poor working conditions. Most companies invest heavily to support their employees. On the other hand, Uber's drivers are almost entirely on their own, which exposes them to security risks. Also, they have to bear expenses like insurance, repairs, and gas on their own. When it comes to opportunities, Uber has the potential to venture into driverless technology and other special transportation services like ambulances or other form of emergency vehicles. This will basically help the company to differentiate, gain more popularity in public and mainstream media. For transportation in urban areas has been transformed by recent events. Commuters are seeking alternative options to avoid crowds in buses and trains. Uber can exploit changes in travel habits. It recently acquired Route Match in its push into the public transportation sector and also offering its software expertise to several public transit organizations as well. Lastly, for threats, when it comes to lawsuits, there's currently about 300,000 Uber drivers filed lawsuits against the company over the company's minimum wage policy. These were settled out of court. However, the case were enough to threaten and damage kind of the public image for Uber. When it comes to stringent regulations, several US states are enhancing regulations focusing on the employment status of tens of thousands of gig workers like Uber's independent drivers. In California, for instance, regulators ruled that all drivers should be classified as employees. Providing employee benefits to all drivers can burden or even bankrupt Uber. Alrighty, with existing customers, here, since ride-sharing services such as Lyft and Uber first emerged in the past decade, they have changed the many ways Americans get around, but especially young adults and those living in cities and suburbs. Almost 1 in 3 Americans overall use these services, but who uses the various substantially by age, income, and place of residence. While not the first rideshare services, Uber has become the most widely recognized of the services in the US. The company dominated the US ride-sharing market and estimate to have a 70 to 80% share of the market. Young adults are most likely the age group to use ride-sharing services. 45% of adults aged in 18 to 29 says they use ride-sharing services such as Uber. Whereas this drops to 36% among those who are 30 to 49 years old. 23% of those aged 50 to 64, and 13% of those aged 65 or older. Americans with higher incomes are among the most likely to use the services. Amongst Americans residing in households in which the annual incomes is 90,000 or more. 41% report using ride sharing services. This is substantially higher than any other income group. Roughly a quarter of all other income-based subgroups of Americans say that they use ride sharing services. Rural Americans unlikely to use ride share services. About 1 in 6 Americans who describe their place of residence as a town or a rural area reported using services such as Uber and Lyft. That compares with 37% of those who lived in cities and 34% residing in suburbs. Thank you for watching, and we will go on with the next slide.
Hi everyone, my name is Lindsay Garrett, and I will be going over a little bit more of our brand that Jennifer touched on, and then I'll move into target market. So to begin, our brand is a globally well-known and easily recognizable brand. If you ever see an Uber driver, you know that it is an Uber driver based off of the little white light up logo in their window. Amsterdam introduced this rideshare option in 2012, and it has grown ever since. Uber has 9 different services in Amsterdam already, making this women's rideshare service their 10th, which is amazing. This new service will be easily incorporated into the brand as the existing services include Uber Pet, which allows you to bring your pet in the car, Uber for Ukraine, which is a higher fare that's contributed to the Netherlands Red Cross Association, Uber X, which is the affordable everyday rates, Comfort, which is the newer cars with the top rated drivers, Green, which is affordable rates with electric vehicles, Uber Saver, which is lower fares, Uber X Debit, which is when you can pay with your debit card in the actual car, and then Uber Black, like we have here in the United States, is the high-end cars with the top-rated drivers, and then Uber Van has rides for groups up to 6 to 7 people. So for our target market, generally Amsterdam is a safe city. There are still incidents that occur every day, putting people's safety at risk. While Uber's overall target market is within the ages 20 to 40, the target audience for this new service ranges from women's ages 16 to 40. It's known that women avoid traveling alone in Amsterdam due to the possible pickpocketers, scooter thugs, and any other possible threats that they may endure. While this is a concern, we also have to note that the legal drinking age in the city is 18 years old. This is very important because we want this new service to target all women who are likely to be out in the town late, whether that's just hanging out with their friends, walking home alone, or trying to get home by themselves, or even with a group. Just making it a safer and more enjoyable ride rather than feeling unsafe. So, like I said, our target market is going to be 16 to 40 single or married middle class women of any race. So next I want to talk about the bike usage in the Netherlands. So according to the Trade in Economics, women make up 50.16% of the population in the Netherlands. With this, women are constantly around men who could possibly pose a threat in the wrong situation. In the graph to the right, we're able to see that 56% of women ride bikes in the Netherlands, and this is a lot more than men. Since so many women take part in this transportation option, it's very important to give them another safe space using the women's rideshare service. Referencing the graph that we have created that Jennifer referenced in her section, this is from the demographic group, we're able to see that the percentage of different age groups who use ride shares. As you can see, ages 18 to 29 use them 45% of the time, making this age group the highest percentage of all users. This age group uses social media more than most, so our main positioning strategy will be to target them through ads on social media as well as boosted posts of our own. And Ashley will go into this later in the presentation. Now we will move on to Abby.
Hello, my name is Abby Tomalevich, and I'm going to be talking about our women's only Uber rideshare. We are doing a females only rideshare through Uber. This allows anybody, anywhere to schedule a pickup, and the Uber driver will come right to them, take them to their end destination. It will work the same way that Uber works in the United States. It is just strictly going to be for females due to the amount of incidences that take place when males are driving or males are in the car. So we will only have female drivers. Again, this is for tourists, or it can be for residential people who are currently, riding and working or going out at night, and they are living in the Netherlands. We also decided to have a little portion where Uber would supply a section in the car where alternative protection and feminine products can take place. It'll allow for women to feel more comfortable. For example, I keep discussing the red light district, and there is legal prostitution there. So if a female wants to get dropped off there, we will allow for alternate protection and things that can allow for safer options. This also allows females to not stress about how they're going to get home, or walking home, biking home, or just taking public transportation such as the train where criminals can hang out. So a lot of sex trafficking unfortunately happens here as well. So we were kind of just thinking that a females only rideshare would allow for the safety of the females in the area. And like I said, the females will be able to leave a survey or kind of leave a review, either recommending it to somebody or not recommending it to somebody based off their experience. And our pricing strategy is very competitive just because Uber is so big and it's a global company. So a 20-minute Uber costs anywhere between $18 and $19, and per mile it's around 40 cents. So we would kind of keep this the same, just using the Dutch euros. But it would be the exact same way that it would work in the United States. You can request a ride. You'll have the GPS location of where your ride is, so you'll know exactly how long it takes for them to get to you. We decided that we would have the same feature that Uber has in the United States, where it has the reviews and the picture of the person who's going to be picking you up. You can follow the entire travel on your phone while you're even in the Uber. And it will allow for a ETA. So it is the exact same way that it would work in the United States, and it would just be for women's only.
Hi everyone, my name is Ashley Kanongo, and I will be presenting to you our brand's communication strategies and positioning. So I hope you enjoy. So starting off with our brand name, Uber is globally well-known and easily recognizable brand. For this reason, Uber Women's Rideshare needed to keep the word Uber, as it is an extension to Uber and it needed to be recognizable. By including women in the name, it became a way to truly emphasize that this edition was created for the use of women only, and as a way for women to feel more secured when selecting this ride option, as it was created just for them. So moving on to our visual aspects, Uber's logo, as I mentioned before, is well known across the world, so there was no need to make any big changes, as it is essential that it is recognizable. By adding a female touch, it is empowering, and it truly emphasizes the move towards creating a safer world for women. We utilize the female sign emoji in our logo, as it represents female sexuality as well as feminine gender identities and expressions, which are often used online and in text to champion feminism and women's empowerment. And lastly, our logo will encourage a positive environment for women by creating a safe space for travel. So for our brand personality, according to research, there is approximately 1,320 women that go missing every year. So women are starting to fear their safety more every single day. So by creating Uber Women's Rideshare, we provided a safer way for women to arrive to their destination while feeling safe and secured. The brand personality must reflect a safe environment for all women, and we will do this through the app functionality. So some of the app functions include, for this specific brand extension, drivers that are available at all times must have earned 4 to 5-star ratings. If not, they cannot accept this women's rides. Users can see drivers Uber certifications through the app before taking the ride. And upon finishing the ride, an experience survey will include questions such as, did you feel safe during this ride? If they say no, an alert will be sent to Uber and Uber can check it out more. And then the take a look feature in the app for users to verify their driver's profile photo and a car before getting into the vehicle. If the user is not comfortable and cannot verify, an instant alert will be sent to the app. So moving on to communication strategy, Uber Women's Rideshare communication tools will integrate print and media advertising, sales promotion, events and experiences, public relations, and more. Uber Women's Rideshare marketing strategy will continue to be mainly based on word of mouth. And moreover, media in general and social media in particular will play instrumental roles in terms of increasing the levels of Uber Women's Rideshare brand awareness in the globe scale. So going into a little more detail about that, social media advertising and campaigns. We'll be utilizing social media advertising to advertise Uber Women's Rideshare, as social media is extremely popular among millennials and Gen Z in the Netherlands. And specifically to the Netherlands, Facebook ranked as the most popular app for 22 to 36 years old, while Instagram and Snapchat were among the most popular between 15 and 19 years old. We will be utilizing our marketing efforts to advertise to the specific social media platforms where our target market is by creating campaigns around women's safety and why they should use our new Uber service.
Get home safely with Uber, Women's Rideshare.
So word of mouth advertising, ensuring that every customer using the Women's Rideshare has the best and safest experience is top priority and a huge part of our communication strategy. So by providing the best service possible, users will be telling their friends and loved ones about it. And so, as we all know, a positive word to a friend is greater impact than any advertising. We will also be continuing Uber's referral program. This program allows for both parties to have the chance to earn $500 if they have a successful referral. So by making use of a referral strategy, Uber's Women Rideshare will be able to grow its user and driver base and encourage users to try this new add-on service. So for our positioning, we'll be utilizing our logo all over social media as a way to advertise our new add-on service for women. As explained before, this logo conveys safeness, empowerment, and feminism. When women see our logo through advertisements and on their app, they should feel a sense of safety. We are positioning our new service as the safest option to get anywhere. Therefore, we'll be conveying this message by advertising safer rides with explanations as to how and why they are a better option for women. Another message we will send to our target market will include our drivers' readiness to be available at all times, and Uber Women's Rideshare will also advertise economy services such as Uber X, Uber Extra Large, and Uber Pool for cost-conscious customers.
Hey, I'm Savannah King, and I'm going to go ahead and dive right in and talking about the market entry. So our chosen market strategy, we decided on partnering in a joint venture. So the Uber drivers in Amsterdam have filed multiple complaints just about for the pricey cost of insurance. So for this exact reason, in the new extension, we decided to partner with Insure, introducing the new and flexible insurance policies in the Dutch mobility sector. So by partnering in the Netherlands, Uber Women's Rideshare and Insure will bring more competition to the taxi insurance landscape. Insure provides drivers with the ability to buy a policy within 3 minutes, just 3 minutes, a process that can take seriously hours or days via a traditional broker. So if you were to go through that traditional broker, it would literally take hours, days, like even longer potentially. And you can get this done within 3 minutes, which is super duper cool. So according to the research, 65% of drivers in the Netherlands want greater flexibility regarding the length of the policy they can purchase, which makes sense. Through data sharing and real-time analysis, Insure can deliver more competitive prices to the driver. So by partnering with Insure, Uber Women's Rideshare will be able to bring in an entirely new digital insurance to the market. So we will aim to support and protect the drivers, provide them with a choice and flexibility, and also help make insurance more affordable, because everyone loves when things are more affordable. Next, I'm going to go ahead and dive right in talking more about the market strategy or market entry. Uber Women's Rideshare and Insure have one common goal. So when I talk about this one common goal, it is the common goal of meeting the demands of drivers who want more of a choice of their insurance products. So for this reason, it is in our interest to both provide the quality services to enhance both of our revenues. Our conditions, will include the following, but not limited to. So I'm going to list the following: collaborating with Uber only. Other ride services have to be excluded. Must share the same values as Uber Women's Rideshare. We will take pride in proving affordable and safe rides. Insure must keep their agreement in providing affordable and convenient insurance to align with Uber's goals and values. So need to be able to identify and license potential Uber Women's Rideshare drivers under 48 hours of applying for insurance purposes. So this is a super quick process, super beneficial.
Hey everyone, my name is Savannah King. I'm going to be talking about women's rideshare in Amsterdam. So starting off, I'm going to be talking about the sales forecast. So according to Statista Amsterdam, there are a population of 434,000 females. So if you were to assume that females of Amsterdam are to have the same average ride time as people in the United States, each ride would be about 20-ish minutes long, which is about $19 to $23 in US dollars. If you're going to take the average ride cost, about $21, and the number of women that live in the city, the sales forecast would be projected to be $9,114,000 a day. And then I just have a little bit of small statistics at the very bottom, talking about UberX and the comfort levels. So UberX will cost about 11 to 14 for a 20-minute ride. Uber Comfort will cost 14 to 18, Uber XL, Uber Black, and so on. So the more comfort and the more nice the vehicle is, the more expensive it's going to run you at the end of the day. Next, going in talking about the income. So to find the projected income, you would need to take the amount of the money that you would make per year, which would be a little over 3.3 billion, according to the VACL search. I think that's how you say it. You would have to pay about $5,737.97 in just startup costs. So there's just all those little small startup fees just to get your business up and running. It's worth it if the business is a successful running business. So after taking the startup cost out, the company would have a little over 3.3 billion. And then after that, you would need to take taxes out. So the tax rate in Amsterdam is 25%, which is super duper high. The total after taxes is going to be close to $832 billion. Then going into talking about the grid. So we have our contenders, Didi, which is one of the most popular in Amsterdam, along with Uber and TCA. So what's interesting about Didi and why we consider it a contender, is because Didi has more to offer than just rideshare. They do package delivery, and they also do like on bicycles, and they do vehicles for hire as well. So if you are a Samaritan and just want to rent a vehicle for the day, you can get a vehicle from Didi to drive for yourself for the day. And then I put Uber and TCA as leaders because TCA, which means Taxi Central Amsterdam, it's the most popular taxi service in Amsterdam, along with Uber. And then I put Ola in the niche section because it's the only rideshare that is in international places like Amsterdam and China. They do not have it in the US. So that is why I consider it a niche. And then the high performers are going to be, like I said, the TCA, which is the Taxi Central of Amsterdam, which is one of the most common. And then Lyft, of course, so because it goes neck and neck with Uber as well. Thank you.
In conclusion, Uber has a very strong presence in Amsterdam, which creates a huge opportunity to create another sector to help women feel safe and seen in times of uncertainty. While this city has a moderate crime rate, it is still important for safe options to be readily available for anyone in any time of need. We believe that bringing this new service to Uber, we will not only save lives, but bring safety and encouragement to women. Our primary target market is women ages 16 to 40, and we will target this audience through moving social media ads, campaigns, and word-to-mouth advertising. 56% of women use bicycles as transportation, meaning we will have to target this group first in order to gain traction, as this is a large biking city. We will also partner with Insure to bring customers flexible insurance policies while providing safe rides. Thank you so much for watching our presentation, and we hope you loved it.